Alrighty, good morning, and thank you so much for staying with us. Welcome back. My good name is Brian Sanko at Brian Sanko 101. That's where you can find me on social. The hashtag is Y in the morning at Y254 channel, everyone, all our social. Now, this conversation is about matters youth and leadership, and we are focusing into the gender gap. Now, the Kenyan political landscape constantly faces a gender gap, despite constitutional reforms and legal constitution as well. But women are also being encouraged to take up leadership spaces and occupy the political arenas. What exactly can we do so that we create a conducive environment that ensures they are fully represented, especially when it comes to matters leadership? And for this conversation, I've been engaging two beautiful, powerful guests that next time you might see them on the ballot. Juliet Osundwa, she's an aspiring woman rep from Kakamega County 2027. You'll definitely see her at the ballot. Alongside Hon.Rejoice Mutheu, she's an aspiring woman rep, Machakos County. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
Great to meet you. The next politician, lakini you guys are not loud. I thought politicians are very loud, bwana. Hey, 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 hey. But yeah, mbona mmechangamka, mbona mmechangamka.
It's a calm Monday.
Yeah, it's a calm Monday.
Yeah.
Alafu pia weather piko chilly kidogo kidogo nini. Met walikuwa wamesema July itakuwa extremely cold, so ensure that you walk with a hot bottle of Uji Power na coffee. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Let me get to you, Rejoice. Why are you so excited to be the next leader, especially when it comes to occupying spaces that have been, I'd say, for lack of a better word, predominantly occupied by male personalities in the political arena? Do you believe this is the right time for you to do it, and why?
Thank you so much, Sanko, for that question. Just to begin with my name, Rejoice Mutheu is my name. I'm aspiring to be the next women rep for Machakos County in 2027. And why am I so excited about going for this seat? Number one, because for me, I'm not just a politician, but I am a revolutionary. I want to bring change in Kenya. For the longest time, the problems that we have been having in Kenya, they are a leadership problem. Because we say that in Kenya, in Africa, we do not have a revenue or a resources problem. What we have is a leadership crisis. And so for me, I want to make my contribution to Kenya and to my community, to Machakos County, through going for this leadership position. And I believe I will effect great change and impact while in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Incredible. But then also maybe, what are some of the things that you noticed that have fueled your passion? Of the air you are mentioning to me, you are a gender-elected student leader at Maseno University, shout out. You are also a mental health advocate and plus many other things. In terms of a young mind perspective of a leader, what are some of the things you identified so far that probably you saw other generations suffered from? And for you, it's time for you to stamp your feet on the ground and say, by the way, here you is Mek, lazima niko kwa hiyo ballot so that I effect this change that I want to see, not just for me, but for my community as well at large. Yeah.
Yes, being a student leader at Maseno University was a great step in my leadership journey. And it was one of the proofs for me that indeed, when you get a position, to be in a leadership space, it is a platform to make a change and impact. Because for me, it was such a transformative journey being a student leader at the university. You know how it works. The only difference between campus politics and national politics, perhaps, is the salary. But all the other factors, they are almost similar.
Okay.
And what has also fueled me in the leadership journey, I believe I'm called to be a leader. And actually, I am called to be a leader.
When did you notice that?
From even primary school. Because I have been a head girl in primary school. I have been a chairperson to many clubs in Limuru Girls. But I'm a Limuru Girls alumni. Chokes, so shout out to Chokserians out there.
Yeah.
And for me, I do tell my friends and the people that know me that leadership is a calling. Leadership is something that is so sacred. It is not something to joke around. And because I am a believer, I am a Christian. And when I look in the Bible, any leader that was made a leader and just played around or took it for granted, God punished them. And that is the higher reason why, even as young leaders, we should never take leadership for granted.
Right.
So for me, leadership is not just an elective position.
Right.
It's not just a title. It is a calling, and it is something that is so close to my heart, and it is something that is in fact sacred to me.
Right, impressive.
Yeah.
I like the way you said it's more like a divine, calling or baton on your life, and you have to effectively, respond to it, and by assuming a leadership position, and that's what you guys will be contesting. But let me switch to Juliet Osundwa. She's also an aspiring woman rep, like I mentioned, in Kakamega County. You'll definitely see her at the ballot as well. Juliet, why are you excited about becoming the next leader on the front line, and especially as a young woman leader? What were the things that you'd say fueled your passion for you to take up this leadership position, and especially in the brutally cutthroat political arena? And plus as well, when you compare, she's mentioned about, campus leadership and experiencing it from primary school, where she was a head girl, prefect, and all those things. From you, where does your journey and your passion begin that has actually led you into this trajectory, now that you're almost throwing yourself in the cutthroat arena of being a woman rep contesting in 2027?
Okay, thank you, Brian. My name is Juliet Osundwa. I'm the aspiring women rep, Kakamega County. And I think I was also born a leader. And with my well-developed leadership skills, I believe that I'm at a position to vie. Maybe let me say I'm ripe. And with the status quo right now, we can see that the regime now wants change. Everyone is shouting change. And we believe that we as the youth, we are the change. They used to say that we are the leaders of tomorrow. But now we can see that tomorrow is not tomorrow again. It is just today.
Tomorrow is here.
Yeah, tomorrow is here. So as the youths, we've been maybe helping the elders. And after they've been elected, we don't get the chance to be the decision makers. We are not invited on the table. And now it's a point that we need now to make the table ourselves and be the decision makers. And you asked about where I began my political journey. I think, just like I said, I was born a leader. So I've been a leader all through my life. I was a leader in primary school. I was the head girl. I was the president of my high school, St. Martha's Mwitoti. And also
shout out.
And also I'm a leader of different organizations. I have a CBO. I also have a foundation. I'm the patron of that foundation. So
the name of the foundation?
The name of the foundation is Kakamega Founders. Yeah, so I think I'm a leader naturally, or I was born a leader.
Okay, so all along you've always been on the front line of heading something, founding something, advocating for something, like her as well, But then also, what are the things that you see in terms of you becoming a leader that you're going to, let's say if you assume, or by God's grace, you manage to back that seat as a woman rep in 2027, what are the things in your manifesto that you're going to, because I believe also this whole seat requires campaigning. So you'll have to go total campaign mode. So what is the manifesto you'll be selling to the people? And also what are the issues you'll be addressing when you assume, or even before you assume that leadership position as a woman rep in Kakamega?
Okay, so the first thing is that I'll be championing for good health and education. You can find that a women rep mostly is in charge of women and the youth. And you find that maybe there are, let me say, so many youths don't get education in marginalized areas, maybe because they don't have funds, or maybe maybe these things to do with early pregnancies that affect girls. So on things funds, I think there is this fund called GAF. That is directed to the women and the youth. So I'll ensure that they get them in equal proportions. And I also work together with the county government so that the leaders also give out good bursaries to the youth, so that they can go to school, and also give funds to the health sector so that they can provide good health
so
services.
Healthcare and education. When you look at education in your county, where you come from, what are the issues festering when it comes to education from your area that you've identified? When you get that seat, you'll address?
One of them is funds, like I said. Another thing is early pregnancies. Another thing I think is empowerment. You find that these girls are not empowered well, or they are not trained, or they are not told how education is important. So when you empower them, like you provide for them good sanitation and a good environment for them to learn, you find that they get education. And also another thing is that affects education is that most of them, after they've maybe the girls now, they've gotten pregnant, they leave school. But if you maybe create an environment where you can be taking care of their born children, for them to go to school, then that means there'll be a good percentage of them
getting help, So you believe in your manifesto you're going to address the same issues. What about in healthcare? Because you mentioned healthcare and education, you're passionate about that.
So in healthcare, also things to do with funds, you get that these public hospitals don't have enough funds to cater for the medical services, and in the private sector, you maybe I can look for partnerships, and there are so many organizations and NGOs that support health sectors. So when I partner with them, they will help me on the private health sectors.
Interesting. But then I also like to pick your mindset on how the current leadership is connecting with you, or how you've connected with them in terms of also identifying some of the things that maybe if you had a chance to be in office, you'll be addressing that maybe are still festering and causing people to go through the streets. So we'll talk about that and much more. But let me jump on to you, Rejoice. In your manifesto in Machakos County, once you get elected into office, what is the first thing you are addressing when you come to office, and also that you identified is the main issue that's still, festering in that community of the people you've identified, especially where you come from, once you get into office?
Thank you so much. I'll not list the entire manifesto here, because it would take a lot of time.
You can just highlight the main parts.
Two things do summarize my manifesto. Number one, and I've talked about it over and over again, my manifesto is a community-based kind of leadership. There's a lot of detachment of leaders from the very people that elect them, from the very people that put them into these positions of power. So number one in my manifesto is community-based leadership. Number two is human-centered leadership. I know they have a lot of similarities, but that is what summarizes my manifesto. Because you find leaders want to come and bring items to the community, to part of the community. But do these leaders ever ask themselves, what do the people actually want? My kind of leadership is that which has the people's voice in it. I'll not give people what I feel they need. I will give people what they say they need and they want, because that is my duty to them. But again, I'm also going to be at the national government, where the laws of this land, including the laws that affect the people of Machakos, are made. I am going to be a voice to my people. I want to change and to bring in a fresh policies that directly touch on the people. For instance, I have said that in Kenya we do not have a resources problem. What we have is a leadership crisis at all levels, from MCA to women rep to MP, at all levels. It is a leadership crisis. Why don't we have a manufacturing industry for sanitary towels in every county in Kenya? Why is it that in the 21st century we still have girls that cannot afford this essential item called sanitary towel? It is because everything rises and falls on leadership. So number one, policy. at the National Assembly is going to be that we can afford to build sanitary towel manufacturing factories in every county in Kenya, starting from Machakos County.
Right.
Because sanitary towels, they should be everywhere.
Yeah, they should be free.
And free of charge. Imagine that there are girls today in the 21st century missing school simply because they have their menstrual, their periods, and they cannot go to school because of that. Imagine every month, 1 week, how much time they lose per year. It is quite saddening. And that is going to be my #1 policy. Establishment of manufacturing industries for free sanitary towels to our girls in school.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is from the people of Machakos, or just generally could be Kenya
for
at
the
large.
People of Machakos, and because, you know, when you're elected at the National Assembly as a women rep, you also represent your county and the entire nation.
Okay.
So, because it is a policy, it affects all the Kenyans. Therefore, it is going to be for Machakos County and for all the Kenyans in general.
Okay. Okay. And I love the fact that, you know, you said it's human-centered and community-centered, because when you look at this, Adam, I believe the biggest issue is also the model of leadership here.
Yes.
How you execute your policies, your manifesto, and whatnot here. Most of the time it's, I'm bringing you this, you know, and I want you to consume it, other than asking the community, what is the issue that you guys are facing in this area, you know, and you hear from them and you collaborate and, you know, bring solutions. So I love the fact that, you know, you're breaking it down to bring it to, you know, I'd say, they use, what is the word they use? The normal, what is the word? There's a word they use to layman, in a layman's way, so that you even resonate with the Mama Mboga down.
Yes.
Yes. But also when you look at your county as well, in terms of, because she's mentioned education and healthcare, maybe what are some of the key areas that you feel at the moment you get into office, you will sit and maybe try to address the issues that are continuously being there, because some of these issues are even systemic. They'll tell you, we try to address it at the National Assembly, we did even at the national government, but it's still, it's a problem that never goes away. Yeah. So what did you identify from your county that you'd say, these issues are still there, and I want to start addressing them as soon as I get into office, apart from what you mentioned?
Yeah, I mentioned the issue of sanitary towels. I've been to the ground, and trust you me, there are girls in schools that are missing that. So that is #1, of course, and that is a non-debate issue. The Kenyan girls should have it as their right, not even as a privilege. #2, in Machakos County, we have the issue of poverty.
Yeah.
Our people are languishing in a lot of poverty, and that brings me to economic empowerment as part of solving the poverty issue that we have amongst our people. They say that a good leader teaches you how to fish. They just don't give you the fish. And I want to teach my people how to fish, and I want to fish with them. I want to bring in sustainable projects in Machakos County that can really help alleviate poverty. For instance, in the agriculture sector, I want to partner with different organizations once I'm in office to help our people you know, have something in on their farms. Like, you know, one thing about the Machakos people, they are very hardworking people. They do not have a problem of laziness. They have a problem of leaders to show them the way. So I will focus on making our lands productive for the people, so that at least they have, every home has something to eat and surplus to sell and get cash in exchange. Also, another thing, the quality of education that our children are being given in Machakos County and in the entire country, it is not good.
Right.
You find our children learning in classes that are that are in poor condition.
Deplorable.
Very deplorable.
Okay.
And you wonder, what is happening here?
Yeah, but yet there's NGAF and whatnot and CDF.
The NGCDF, the National Government Constituency Development Fund. And besides that, we are collecting taxes in Kenya. Our children should be having really high education. The teachers there, the classrooms, the compounds. And this is, I'm concerned about the quality of our children. because I know of constituencies and places in Kenya where the children have really quality kind of education. They have really quality classrooms, tiles. You find the compound is a cabros.
Yeah, but yet it's public.
And it is a public school.
It's a public school, yeah.
You know, when that child comes from home, even though they come from a very humble background like my own, they are very encouraged to go to school.
Yeah.
And we can never overlook the power of education in transforming our communities. So when I go to Machakos, sometimes I went to a school to do a mentorship recently, and I felt like crying. The classes, dust. The compound, dust. The class windows, they're broken. I'm like...
Toilets,
the toilets. I'm like...
Teacher sharing with students.
I'm like, does the leader in this place have a heart? And I want to ensure that I fight that our children have quality education. Because education is an equalizer. I come from a very a humble background. But because of education, I'm here, I can speak English to you, Sakwa. That is the same thing I want for the children of Machakos County. Yeah, so that is on education. On healthcare.
Right.
Honestly, we must return something, a policy that our women get free maternal
healthcare.
Even if it's not Linda Mama, we have to bring something else.
Right.
Our women right now, I mean, every time I got to speak to the youths in the ground, they tell me that, you know, Rejoice, nowadays, we are handsome, but we are afraid of dating.
Yeah.
Because once we impregnate
women, pregnant,
it is really
the healthcare
expensive
facilities, you know,
to have a maternal care in Kenya.
So what do you have in mind as a solution to that? Because also there's the issue, I think she had mentioned teenage pregnancies, which is a common issue, especially in the local interior. Yeah.
Allow me not to speak about teenage pregnancies right now, but on the issue of maternal health care, we have to return free maternal health care and sustainable health insurance for all the Kenyans, because that problem cuts across Kenya. It has to return. And that is why I'm saying this time round, we are not just vying. We are doing a revolution in Kenya. Yeah. And a revolution starts at the political arena. Yeah.
And like you prominently said, it's a leadership crisis and not, you know,
resources. Because by the way, every day in Kenya, we lose billions of money to corruption. There's a lot of leakages in our systems. If we can get authentic and genuine leaders, for which I am offering myself to the people of Machakos County and the people of Kenya, we can afford all these things.
Because we have the money.
We have the money.
It's just that it's disappearing and going into the wrong places. I appreciate you for that. But Juliet, when you look at what she's also mentioned, I believe one of the biggest issues that's cutting across as well, like she had put it, is the issue of unemployment. And I believe that has been the biggest battery charger to what has, you know, caused this fury, public uproar, and even criticism of Gen Zs going to the streets demanding, we want opportunities, we want employment, we want jobs here. So how will you address the issue of unemployment crisis from Kakamega County at a county level and at the national level when you get into office?
Okay, thank you. As you know, Kakamega is a green county. It has like every natural source, and maybe what I'll address when maybe I become the next woman rep is that I'll create, you know, in Kakamega there is this capital shift. Money enters, money goes. Like money.
Zinaingia
zikitoka. We have good infrastructure, I can say that. Our leaders have really tried things to do with infrastructure, but now we are not using the green resource that we have. We have good lands, very I can say very fruitful lands that
fertile for agriculture.
Fertile. So we don't utilize the agricultural part of it. So what I will advise my people is, first I'll train them, because they don't have knowledge. They don't know how to use the lands they have.
Okay.
Because you find that we are getting everything from somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's
we're importing sugar, but yet we have sugar
have
milling companies right
true,
there.
true.
Yeah.
So I'll first of them train them, because we have a lot of youths there. They are unemployed, but now they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the skills.
Right.
So maybe I can create these centers where maybe I can train them things to do with crafts, things to do with IT, so that they can get knowledge. They can also do farming.
Right.
Yeah. So
for you, more vocational training institutions and tertiary learning institutions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then when you look at agriculture, our country, Kenya, we claim that agriculture is our backbone, but yet, like I've said, we import maize, we import sugar, but then that's not even the issue. The issue is the people who are manning these facilities and the leadership at hand. So how will you decentralize it to an extent that the leaders who you guys passionately talk about, when you get into office, you'll reformat and reset, but 1 month into it, we can't even hear from you no more. You now have an entourage. We can't hear you directly. You have, a PA and whatnot. So it's a systemic thing. So how are you going to reform this thing so that it's now a people-centered? And I love the fact that she said it's a human-centered leadership that directly addresses your issue na kusikiza na kutafutia solution na tunasonga tukiendaga.
Okay, the fact that I am a youth, I know the challenges we are facing as the youth. I know how you can be frustrated when you are not employed. I know how many of us have gone to the university, but unfortunately we've no job. We have done courses, big courses, courses that can earn us big money, but now we don't have that opportunity, we don't have that opening. But now we cannot just sit and wait for that opportunity so that we can start working.
Right.
So as a youth, I'll create those opportunities, but by one, training, by two, mentoring. I can also partner with organizations. There are so many organizations. It's just that we don't have links or connections to get to them. But when you get these organizations, they can do sponsorship. They can sponsor the youth to do a lot of there are a lot of things that the youth can engage in, so that we don't just sit and wait for the opportunities that maybe they will never come. So I can link the youth with these organizations, so that they can get that sponsorship and get the skills that they can substitute with the knowledge they have from the university.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've picked what you've talked about, the skill gap, something that's even common even with graduates or graduates already. And I remember, I think the Federation of Kenya Employers, I did a conversation here where Gen Zs are ghosting employers. They are recruited. When I give a kazi, the next day they are nowhere to be seen. The Federation of Kenya Employers said 67% of Kenyan youth are unemployed. Most of them, some of the issues that they're going through include lack of skills, or the skill gap, and still illiteracy. Umesomeo kosi, but still you can't even execute when you get that job. But then also, if you are to screen from a youth perspective, a young minds leaders perspective, what are some of the issues that still continue to fester in the youth arena? And as much as uko educated, like any bado too, you're still going through the same issues. And your unemployment on the list. You mentioned mentorship. I believe somebody who is career oriented, at least you need somebody to guide you on the right trajectory, so that even in leadership, you need a leadership mentor to get into the right leadership spheres and network as well. So from your identification and your observation, what have you observed is the main issue that continues to fester, leave alone like a national kind of an issue like unemployment individually? It's a common issue that still festers among the youth, that you believe once you address it as a leader. And she also referencing how she pointed about the issue of mental health, which is a big case scenario as well, with suicides and whatnot, literally everywhere. From your observation, what did you identify as a youth leader?
Okay, so as a youth leader, the most challenge that we have as the youth is lack of knowledge. Yeah, we might have the skills, yes, but now we don't know what we need, or what we can do, or what we have to do using the skills we have. So we don't have that knowledge. So the youth needs someone that can just identify the problem they have and then educate them on that problem that they are facing.
Okay.
They just need someone to speak to them and address the problem they have. Because you might think that maybe, just like you said, that these youth, they get the opportunity, yes, but the next minute they are out there again, unemployed.
Yeah.
It's not that maybe they are illiterate or something. They've already gone to school. They have the skill. But now what to do with that skill is what they lack. So they just need someone who can address the problem and tell them the solution. Because we already have the solution, yes, but now we can't see it. We've not like opened our eyes. You know, the leaders we have at the moment, they are our elders. We help them during the campaigns. You'll see us campaigning for them, running, telling our parents, like giving them advice to vote for them. But now we don't get the chance to now sit on the table and make the decisions with them. Or they don't ask us. They don't involve us. You see. So I guess they just need someone who can represent them and now solve the problems they are facing. Yeah. Yeah.
When you look at it from, I'd say, an international level, where if you are to compare what's happening in Stato right now and how it interlinks with some of these international or multinational countries literally disconnecting from African countries, that means that you be a standalone. And previously, before, we've depended on foreign aid to fund education, fund the healthcare system. Now we are forced to solely focus on the resources that we have. Siati hatuna hiyo autonomy, tuko nao tu, but leadership still. Yeah. Lastly, before I switch on to Rejoice, when it comes to the issue of mentorship in our country, and I've just pointed out to you, a couple of months ago, I had a conversation here with two Gen Zs, with the HR Gen Z as well. Most Gen Zs hawataki kazi, Most of them want to chill back at home. They're focused on TikTok and Instagram. They love the gig economy part of, the entrepreneurship. Hawataki kuingia job ya 9 to 5. Wanataka vitu zenye zina favor their time schedule. So how are you going to address such an issue? I believe that could possibly lie a lot in the urban areas, but in the rural areas, I believe the problems are completely different. But if you look at it in a youth filter, they're almost similar. It's just that, the culture there is totally different from the culture in the urban area, and how people, even the mindset, yeah. So how will you, I'd say, spur mind shift attitude, in a sense that young people start viewing work as work? Si lazima ukwe tu unafanya content ya social media, you can still go to the shamba and dig, in terms of inculcating a mindset and an attitude that makes them to be focused on doing the right thing. Okay.
I think the world is changing technologically, and you can see it from the AI part. And I can say also, just to correct you, that social media is nowadays paying. So if the youths have decided to chill and wait for money from social media, well and good. But also they need some mentorship on it, because maybe some of them are using the social media platforms for the wrong work part of it. Because maybe you can, let's say TikTok, maybe you just go there maybe to watch other people and move them. But they can be mentored so that they can use that platform for business, to showcase their business, what they have, also to learn, because there are so many these big people who are there, these people who have already made it, so they can also go there to learn. So I think in rural areas, I can't say that social media has affected that much. So what they need is just mentorship to wake them up and tell them that you don't have to sit and wait for the opportunity on a skill or that knowledge that you have. You have to have a substitute. You have to use the resources that are there. So I think in Kakamega, we just need mentorship for the youth.
Yeah.
And I can say I've already started doing that. I'm going around doing mentorship, and I'm also sponsoring different projects for the youth.
Okay.
And I also have a CBO where I do trainings for the women. You know, women in our marginalized areas rely on men fully. Let me say in Kakamega, they rely on their men fully. So with the capital flight in Kakamega, you find that we've remained in poverty because we depend on our men. So I think mentorship is the only solution in Kakamega.
All right, great, fantastic. Rejoice, there's an interesting update here, and I want you to react to it, and I'll borrow still from her sentiment. It says, despite the 2010 constitution and subsequent legislative efforts, women's representation in Kenyan parliament remains below the targeted of 33% threshold. But in 2022, they held only 23% of parliamentary seats. She's just talked about, women in marginalized areas, and I believe the greatest issue young women leaders and women leaders at large face is underrepresentation. So how are you guys going to catalyze this to a place that, that gender parity, that two-third, is it two-third or one-third? Yeah, that two-third gender role is going to be accomplished fully, so that you guys have equal voices. When you sit in Senate, when you sit in Parliament, there's a balance of both voices from both sides. Yeah,
I want to agree with you, Sakwa, that gender gap in leadership in Kenya is still an issue, besides many other issues that we face as Kenyans. And this fight, about gender equality started long time ago. I remember the first parliament of Kenya in 1969 did not have a single woman, and that was like quote unquote normal. And when we went, when the world had the first gender convention in Beijing, which Kenya was a participant, and they came up with the gender declaration, the Beijing Gender Declaration Act. It's some of the steps that were taken to address the issue of gender equality in leadership and governance. And it is very saddening that despite all the efforts that the world has put, that Kenya has put, that East Africa has put to address the issue of gender equality in leadership, we're still lagging behind. Despite us having the 47 women representatives in Kenya through the Affirmative Action Act in Kenya, our parliament in Kenya, it is unconstitutional because it has not reached that gender rule threshold as stated in our 2010 constitution. And therefore, it should be disbanded. But, some of the judiciary issues. So it is something that I'm still scratching my head on and about. One trainer where we are getting it wrong. I mean, out of the 47 governors in Kenya, we had 7 women governors after the impeachment of the Meru governor. Now we have 6. It is no longer G7, it is G6, which is a sad thing because it is not dragging us behind in this gender equality fight. But what can we do about this issue? Personally, at a personal level, I do a lot of civic and political engagement as I advocate for good leadership and governance. And I want to acknowledge that in many gatherings that have gone political, 99% of the participants are men. You find like maybe myself and the team that we came, we are the only women. So it is clearly an issue, and we've taken the step to encourage
more women. Oh, men, not women.
Men.
Okay.
To come from the houses with the women.
With the women,
I remember recently we were in Changamwe in Mombasa, in the Bunge la Mwananchi. Changamwe is one of the biggest bunges that we have. And I told the men, I asked the men, where are the women? Where are the girls that you have educated? Where are the Rejoice Mutheu that you've left in the house? These people have great insights in leadership. Give them a chance. Encourage them. The he for she campaign. It's one of the things that is helping. And I've seen like we have this time around we have quite a number of women in this revolution For me, I said it's not a campaign, it is a revolution.
Right.
And I'm hoping and I'm praying to God that we have more women in the 14th Parliament of Kenya and Senate and the county assemblies, that we shall have more women. And in between right now and 2027, myself and other lead women in the revolution in Kenya right now, we are trying to encourage and to protect women. Because again, remember, we have been experiencing this women discrimination in politics.
Yeah.
We have
comes with harassment as well.
Harassment.
And cyberbullying. Yeah.
All that bullying and all that. Even from the campus level. Myself, when I was vying in campus, it was not easy as a woman. The body shaming, all those things, they really discourage women.
Right.
And I'm hoping that in the 14th Parliament, we're going to have more women.
Yeah.
Because there are issues that are unique to women.
Yeah.
There are policies that we need in this country that are unique to women. Like the policy I just said of building that not healthcare, sanitary towel manufacturing industries in the 47 counties, starting with Machakos County. You see, it is women that can really deeply feel that problem.
Yeah.
And the need for, and therefore the need for gender
even maternal
equality.
care.
And also maternal care. You know, it is women that carry these babies for 9 months. So women deeply
they give
understand.
life. Yeah.
Women deeply understand their problems from their own perspective.
And they should be addressed by women leaders,
Yes.
So women-led enterprises, women-led leadership structures and models and whatnot,
Yes, in sociology and anthropology, in social sciences, we call it from an emic perspective, from an insider's point of view, rather than from an outsider's point of view.
Yeah.
Yes.
Perfect. Now, right now in the country with what's going on, it looks like there's, I'd say, a huge disconnect between, the leadership at hand and the personality, or rather the youth. And we are seeing constant mandamanos, it looks like last year, every Tuesday was a mandamano Tuesday, The issues that this Gen Zs are requesting to be addressed are also systemic. And I remember the president reiterating, saying, you know what, it's not the first time that you guys are going through unemployment. It was there with Uhuru, it was there with Kibaki. So why is it that this time you guys are, escalating the heat on me? So from your filter and your observation, why is there this, dark disconnect between the Gen Zs and the leadership at hand? What is in between here that can be deleted, banned, cast out, prayed out, or even solved if you were to pragmatically speak as a leader?
There's nothing to be deleted. What we need is just a true revolution in Kenya. Why are the people, I'm one of the Gen Zs that has been in the streets to advocate for all these issues to be taken care of. And I was listening to the conversation here with Juliet. The youths of this country are not lazy. In fact, this is one of the most hard-working generation that we have in this country. It is the generation that for the first time stopped a punitive finance bill last year from being enacted into a law. How can you call such a generation a lazy generation? This generation is one of the hard-working generation, and in fact, it is the generation that is changing and that is going to change Kenya, and that is going to make history in the political arena in Kenya.
So what is the problem? What is the issue that's causing this mass anger and uproar with the youth, and they go to the streets all the time?
The problems that the youths of this nation, I included, are facing are real, and they need to be addressed in real time and with real heart. I said what summarizes my manifesto. There are two things. Number one, community-centered leadership. Number two, human-centered leadership.
You feel that's lacking in what we have at the moment?
It is lacking in all levels of leadership in this country. Because, for instance, if the youths come out and they say there's unemployment, as a leader, what are you supposed to do?
Right.
Why don't you come and empower them? and look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know, when you come to give youths 100 shillings, 100 shillings, you come to give them you know, a one-day thing. You're giving them the fish. Can you teach the youth of this nation
how to fish?
How to fish. Empower them and for sustainability.
All right.
And I think there'll be no more mandamanos.
Okay, got you. Juliet, what is the issue? Why is there a big disconnect? And this is my last question before you guys, you know, say your parting shot. What is actually the root cause of the, I'll say, that contributes to this, you know, uproar, triggers emotions, and it looks like in here there's a vacuum between what's happening up here and then what the youth want and what they're saying, and now the resentment and the streets mandamano, like she said.
Okay, I think our voices are not being heard. And also we are not being taken, maybe, let's say, our decision making part is not being taken serious by the government at the moment. So you find that yes, unemployment has been there since, but now we are trying to get opportunities. But now the government or the leaders are not like helping us to get the opportunities. We give them the chance to lead us, but now they look down on us. Okay. They don't take our problems serious. They don't help us to solve the problems
There's
we have.
no listening.
So, yeah, so I think
okay.
we as the youth, we've just woken up from our
slumber.
sleeping base,
Okay.
our slumber.
You're not going to go through what your parents went through.
Yeah, true.
You're the change that you want to see. In 30 seconds, give your parting shot and the reason why they should vote for you in 2027. In 30 seconds, just a highlight of why they should vote for you in 2027. This is your camera.
Okay, my name is Juliet Osundwa, aspiring women rep Kakamega County 2027. And as the youth, I know the problems we are facing, and I'm sure that if I'm elected as the next women rep, I'm going to help the youth and the people of Kakamega at large to help them solve the problem we are changing. We are the youth, we are the change. So, yeah, thank you.
All right, Rejoice, why should they vote for you in 2027, and what will you bring them that's different from what they've seen before? There you go.
Okay, first of all, I was giving my parting shot on this topic about gender and leadership. I want to state that leadership is not a gendered agenda. It is in fact a national agenda, and it should be looked at that way. Number two is that on your last question, I'll not give a parting shot, but on your last question on the youths that are unemployed, some of the problems they're facing is high taxation, and for sure, you cannot tax your way out of poverty, and you cannot build development on the back of hungry and angry Kenyans. Something needs to be urgently done to empower Kenyans and to bring Kenya its glory back. Yeah, so we do not have a leadership. I mean, we do not have a resources problem in Kenya. We are very rich in resources. What we have is a leadership crisis which needs to be urgently addressed.
Right.
Yeah.
Period. And I think, do you guys have LinkedIns? I usually request my guests open LinkedIns where they network. Sema, kauko nayo? Ama social media nyo, wako active on as a partner.
On all my social media handles, you can get me as Juliet Osundwa. That is Juliet Osundwa on Facebook, Juliet _Osundwa on Instagram, at Juliet Osundwa on Twitter, and Juliet Osundwa on TikTok.
Okay, Rejoice, sure.
Maybe I can say what I do, maybe.
Sure. Because you're out of time, 5 seconds.
Okay, I work with a logistic company called Amidi Logistic Limited. So you can maybe look for it on our platform, on social media platform, so that you can check our services. And I also am a CEO of Chingula CBO. So you can also check out what I do in Kakamega. Thank you.
All right, Rejoice.
On all my social media handles is Y254 Mutheu, and my hashtag is on the journey to save Kenya and to bring such a positive impact in Machakos County.
All right, absolutely, big time. Great conversation. I pray we have a part 2 with you guys soon, and I can't wait to see you guys rise to the positions you envision to be come 2027. I wish you all the best, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you too for watching. We're going to do this. We're going to take a very short break. I'm going to be coming up with the next conversation. We'll be talking about matters, degree or skills, AI taking over career spaces, and I'll be engaging Shelton Omondi, a software engineer, alongside Wilson Odhiambo, an internal audit risk manager. Coming up in just a bit at Y254 channel at Brown Sako 101. Hashtag is Y in the morning. See you on the other side in a bit.